Hey, baby, where's that remote? Oh, never mind, I found it. I wonder what's going on today at the Communist News Network, those stinking, hypocritical, climate change promoting, virtue signaling mudslingers.
And Caitlin, the president today went after the teenager who just beat him to become Time Magazine's Person of the Year. What happened here? Tell us about this. It was very clear that he was bullying Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, you see her there on the cover of this magazine. They announced this yesterday. She's a 16-year-old climate activist. We should also note she has Asperger's syndrome, which she has said she views as a superpower. And they announced yesterday that she won this, that she was on the cover. Though, of course, President Trump, Speaker Pelosi also in the running for that. And the president attacked her today on Twitter, saying Greta must work on her anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend, essentially telling her that she needs to chill. Greta, chill. Now, of course, we should note it's pretty clear the president's frustration with this. She's a climate activist. She's spoken out against the president. He is someone who's appeared on the cover of this magazine multiple times. He talks about Time Magazine at length. And at one point, even the Washington Post reported he had a fabricated Time Magazine cover with him on the cover, something that never existed, this particular edition, hanging in several of his private clubs. So clearly something that he has a lot of fascination with, Brianna.
Yeah, certainly. Caitlin, thank you so much for that. All right. Let's talk about this, because this was a really interesting one where he basically is telling her, look, go be a normal kid, which is he's saying that she's abnormal. He's saying that she has anger problems. He's saying that she needs to chill. And it doesn't really escape, I think, a lot of viewers.
Let's just take a moment and let the hypocrisy of this crap sink in. You know what doesn't escape a lot of viewers? Let's see. How old was Nick Sandmann when CNN, the Washington Compost, the New York Slimes, MSLSD, and pretty much every mainstream outlet labeled him as a disrespectful little racist bigot who should be doxxed and have his life ruined by a worldwide smear campaign? Oh yeah, that's right, he was 16, just like Greta. He wasn't looking to be in the public eye like Greta is. His objective wasn't to take the global stage and lie about some global mass extinction. He just wanted to be left alone. He was just a kid waiting for a bus whose name was drugged through the mud by the likes of you, CNN. So don't sit there and act all virtuous now. You people don't care about kids. You care about boosting your failed ratings.
That he's taking her on in a way that he takes on women who stand up to him.
And she, go ahead.
I was just going to go on. No, please.
She has Asperger's.
That's right.
She has a condition. Which
and when you see that tweet, do you feel, you read that he is taking her on for that reason, or he is taking aim at her having Asperger's with that tweet?
Not necessarily. Well, I don't know. I'm not in his head. But as president of the United States, or any human who knows anything about somebody who they're going after, you should not say things that appear to, whether intended or not, poke at her for something that she was born with, that she can't control, and something that she talks about, and she has given a lot of people who also suffer from.
And the voice enters Dana's ear. You can't say suffers from Asperger's. It's not politically correct. You need to pander and schmooze your way out of this, Dana.
Or were born with Asperger's, I shouldn't say suffer from, a voice and recognition. And so he has a responsibility, any person has a responsibility to know who you're talking about and to be careful, because words matter. And
man, I hate to beat a dead horse into gelatinized goo, but you didn't seem to have that attitude toward Nick Sandmann when your claws and fangs came out. I mean, you guys didn't have any problem tearing him to shreds without investigating a single fact. We in alternative media had to do all that for you. If it weren't for us, you never would have retracted your initial reporting on Nick Sandmann. It's pathetic.
I think it's key to who Greta Thunberg is, because as she speaks about it as her superpower, I think you can link that to the fact that she is very direct, that she doesn't really suffer fools, and she gets right to the point. She speaks what is on her mind. Exactly. It is right out there. And the president sees that, Gloria, as an anger problem.
Well, she beat him. He would love to be Time Man of the Year, of course. and that wasn't happening. And she won. And it doesn't matter that she's a child. It doesn't matter the age differential. It doesn't matter who she is in particular.
He's envious.
He is completely envious. You know, he wants to be the winner, not the loser. And everything is personal to him. Everything is personal to him. And that's what this is about. And he's president of the United States. And he's got a bully pulpit. And he's got a Twitter account with who knows how many millions of people. And this is what he chooses to do with it?
It's small, but I have to say, I disagree a little bit. She's a public figure. She gives speeches. I think talking about her is
in this way.
I think it's pretty much fair game. You know what's worse? Absolutely. You know what's worse? Denying that global warming is happening.
Denying that global warming is happening.
Sure, go ahead, CNN. Talk about Greta without telling the audience that she's been co-opted by billionaire alternative tech industry giants to skew public perception with a teenager's public relations campaign that would make even Edward Bernays proud. Talk about the impeachment without informing people that giving any aid to any country for any reason when America is not only dead broke, but our children's unborn great-grandchildren have been sold into centuries of transgenerational debt slavery. Talk about Trump's tweeting habits without educating people on the fact that his Pelosi-backed USMCA so-called free trade agreement is worse than NAFTA 2.0, and the fact that he just signed an executive order that granted the biggest desecration of the First Amendment in the name of redefining and cracking down on any and all anti-Semitism. And talk about climate change without revealing the fact that climate cultists have infiltrated Washington's District of Criminals in order to enslave and extort Americans on a whole new pervasive level. This is truly the quintessential smokescreen counterfeit news network in action.
I don't really care about being mean on Twitter.
No.
I really, that's who he is.
It's not just
Let me
being
ask
mean
you
to her,
about
it's being
this.
mean to anybody who suffers, or I shouldn't keep saying suffer, who has that superpower.
That's right.
These people are so focused on walking on eggshells and being politically correct and wanting to please the outrage mob that it's truly sickening.
He calls it.
So, but I also wonder if this is the same. All right, there are, for instance, let's just look last week at one of the hearings that we saw where there was a constitutional expert who was making a point that the president said the president can name his son what he wants, but he is not a baron. And I remember thinking, why did she say that? There was just no reason to say that.
So you remember just thinking that about a leftist lunatic saying that about Barron Trump, but we never saw you call it out on national TV like you're doing right now? Now, why is that? It wouldn't be because you're not really here to be a journalist, would it? Maybe you didn't call it out because you're just here to push a network's agenda.
And there were a lot of people who were defenders of the president who said, why would you bring that up? That's inappropriate. I guess my point is she fair game? Sure, she's a public figure, but chill, anger management, and basically be normal, you're not abnormal when his wife is championing cyberbullying?
It's petty and it's small, and of course you shouldn't do it. But compared to the fact that the planet is melting.
Hello, baby. Hey, I ain't gonna be able to drive home till after dark tonight. Why? The planet is melting. Jeffrey Toobin said right there on CNN, the planet's melting. Baby, I don't think my tires will make it.
The planet is melting.
Hello? Baby?
And that there are, and that he's trying to get automobile companies to raise, not to lower their miles per gallon. That to me is so much more important. That the Times Man of the Year has to be about the least important subject in the world, frankly. I have no interest in who's the Time Man of the Year.
You don't, but he does.
Well, he does, but I know, but it just strikes me. This is an opportunity to point out we have a president of the United States who doesn't believe in man-made climate change. That is the scandal.
No, the scandal is corporately paid sock puppets sitting behind a fancy desk on their fancy set trying to play on fear using a totally made-up climate crisis. All right, I've had about enough of this. Share this with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media, and leave your thoughts about it for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.